Imagine waking up tomorrow to find every social media platform has vanished. No likes, no views, no clout scoreboard. You open your laptop, stare at that blinking cursor, and ask yourself one savage question. Would I still make something today if nobody ever saw it? If the answer wobbles, keep listening, because we're about to expose the hidden trap strangling modern creativity and hand you the keys to escape before your best ideas die in captivity. Once upon a time, making stuff you're proud of morphed into optimizing stuff the algorithm rewards. Dopamine pings hijacked imagination. Dashboards replaced daydreams. You post, refresh, scroll, post again, then wonder why everything feels hollow and why every idea sounds like an echo of yesterday's viral hit. Here's the unpopular truth. Small numbers beat big applause if those numbers are the ones you believe in. The real flex isn't stacking followers, it's pressing publish or never pressing it, because your inner compass says yes, even when no one is watching. So run what I call the zero audience test. Ask yourself, if nobody ever saw this, would I still want to make it? Pass the test and you're guided by an internal gyroscope, original and uncopyable. Fail it, and you've built a stage, not art, and suddenly you need an audience to feel alive. Stripping away public metrics severs the dopamine feedback loop and frees your brain to explore weird, unmarketable ideas, often the birthplace of breakthroughs. When worth isn't indexed to eyeballs, criticism stings less. Pivots are cheaper, and burnout loses its fuel. Need proof? Anna sketches superhero doodles between coffee refills. Follower count 0, she's never hit share. Months later, those napkin drawings become the concept art a studio greenlights, precisely because she kept drawing after the first flat white instead of crowdsourcing approval. Or take Devin, a podcaster whose show plateaued at 200 listens per episode. He killed analytics for 6 weeks, recorded only when a topic lit him up, and, surprise, listeners tripled. Honesty beat growth hacks without debuting any new gear. But here's the uncomfortable part. Those dopamine loops are chemically identical to gambling. Each swipe down your feed is the pull of a slot machine lever. Most of the time, you get nothing. Occasionally, you hit a bright red notification and your brain squirts a microdose of serotonin. That unpredictable reward pattern trains you to keep pulling even when you don't care about the jackpot anymore. So you start posting half-baked work at odd hours. Not because the work matters, but because the lever is there. Silence terrifies us because silence sounds like irrelevance. Yet every landmark invention began in a room so quiet you could hear the inventor's heartbeat. Beethoven composed after he went deaf. Maya Angelou wrote in cheap hotel rooms with the curtains closed. They weren't chasing reach, they were chasing resonance. Inside themselves first, then out in the world. Need another case study? Ravi, an indie game developer, used to livestream every coding session. Comments flooded in. Add multiplayer. Make it free to play. Change the art style. The chat had become his product manager. Exhausted, he unplugged for 90 days, coded offline, and rebuilt the game around one mechanic he personally loved: gravity bending. When he relaunched, downloads exploded. Ignoring the crowd made the crowd care more. Quick timeout. Creating from the inside out demands mental quiet, which is why today's video is sponsored by Silence Plus. It's an app that locks you out of social feeds for timed sessions, so you can't doom scroll when you meant to draft. Fire up a 30-minute monk mode, press start, and watch your focus return. First 100 viewers get 25% off an annual plan with the link below. Big thanks to Silence Plus for supporting mindful creativity. Now, back to the show. Here's your 3-step jailbreak. First, schedule 1 sacred hour every day with Wi-Fi off and your phone outside arm's reach. Treat it like brushing your teeth. Non-negotiable hygiene for the imagination. Second, keep an idea graveyard journal. Write down every impulse that feels too niche or off-brand. Once a week, pick one and develop it in secret. No posting, no feedback, just exploration. Third, perform a private premiere. Finish a piece exactly as if you were launching it. Thumbnail, title, metadata. Then archive it instead of publishing. If you feel relief rather than regret, the motive was vanity. If you feel pride, schedule a real release. Expect inner saboteurs. The archivist whispers, if nobody sees it, the effort is wasted. False. Private drafts become compost that feeds the next crop of ideas. The trend spotter warns, everyone's posting daily, you'll disappear. Good. Disappear, then return with something impossible to copy. The accountant insists. Legacy builders track growth. True, but they track the right numbers. Hours practiced, pages drafted, risks taken, not follower spikes. Fight those voices with a counter ritual. Celebrate invisibility. Finish a piece, pour a coffee, toast yourself in the mirror. No likes needed. You're not strange for craving applause, every human does. Victory is noticing when applause starts steering the ship and calmly taking the wheel back before creativity crashes into repetition. Just don't fake indifference to metrics. If you secretly write for clout while wearing a purist mask, audiences smell it a mile away. Better to admit, I like numbers, but they don't lead, than pretend numbers don't matter. History favors the quiet giants. Van Gogh painted on borrowed canvases no gallery wanted. Emily Dickinson published fewer than a dozen poems in her lifetime. Early YouTube Casey Neistat spent years vlogging to crickets. Their private drafts became public landmarks precisely because they weren't engineered for approval. They were engineered for truth. So here's your 30-day challenge. Tonight at 11, start a project. Beat loop, storyboard, business plan, and vow not to share it for a month. Tape 0 audience test to your monitor. Watch how your ideas mutate when nobody is clapping. Worst case? You discover you're addicted to likes. Best case? You rediscover the taste of pure making and, paradoxically, create something so honest the right people can't ignore it. If this video yanked you off the dopamine hamster wheel, drop a comment after you log a distraction-free hour. Let's see how many of us can create in the dark together. Like, subscribe, and remember, the size of your audience says nothing about the size of your voice. See you on the other side of the blackout.